This tutorial will show you how to make stickers and posters at either the Mail or Area 01, including how to set up your file on Adobe Illustrator and VersaWorks, as well as how to set up our vinyl printers. We have a variety of vinyl to print on: white sticker, clear sticker, heat transfer, glossy paper, matte paper, banner, and wall flare. Most posters are printed on either matte paper or wall flare, and stickers can be printed on one of our sticker papers. Now I'll show you how to prep your designs for printing on Adobe Illustrator. For this portion, you'll need access to Illustrator on one of HFS's laptops, which you can check out at the front desk. Start by creating a new file and placing your design on the artboard. Make sure that when you're creating your file, the color mode is set to CMYK over here on this dropdown. You can place your design on the artboard by going to File and then Place over here on the dropdown, and then choosing your file from whatever source it's coming from. For this, I'm just going to be using a PNG of Charizard. Once you have your design placed, you can resize your design file by dragging the corners of the file and using Shift to keep it proportional. And you can also go to Edit Artboards here on the right, which will edit the size of this frame that you have your design in. For this, I'll just keep it to 3 inches by 3 inches. And then resizing Charizard appropriately. If you're making stickers, you'll need to add a cut line around your design so that you can easily peel them off with the sticker paper. If you're printing something like a poster or anything that doesn't require cut lines, you can skip to the next section. If you're still here, I'll show you how to make a cut outline. You can either do this by creating a standard shape or by creating a custom outline around your design. To create a standard shape with the border, all you need to do is go to this left menu over here that usually shows a rectangle by default, and if you click and hold down on this corner over here, you'll see that there are other options for shapes as well. So for example, if you wanted to make a circle border around this design, you could go to the ellipse tool here and just hold Shift and drag and it'll create a shape. So you'll notice at first that this fill for the shape is going to be totally white and the border for it is going to be black. So what you need to do to get this ready for VersaWorks and the vinyl printer is first start by changing the fill to be clear, which is this like none tile with like the red line going through it, and that'll remove the fill for it. Or alternatively, if you did want a custom color background for the sticker, you could choose it here. For the stroke down here, you're going to want to go to this libraries panel here at the bottom left corner of the panel, then select Roland VersaWorks, and then select the Roland VersaWorks Cut Contour Swatch specifically. Usually it'll set the fill first, so all you need to do is click the stroke again and then reselect that color so that the stroke square is set to the right cut contour color, and then you can go back and remove the fill. This cut contour color communicates to the vinyl printer that this is the line that we want to be cut, and this can only be applied to vector or stroke outlines on objects. If you don't see this Roland VersaWorks library on the libraries dropdown, ask a desk staff to navigate and basically reinstall it for you. To make a custom outline, start by duplicating the original layer of your design by pressing Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V, and then locking the original layer. You can do this by going to the Layers panel up here at the top, and then choosing this little square next to the visibility icon, which will lock your layer, meaning it can't be moved or altered. Next, you're going to want to select the unlocked image, go to Image Trace here in the Quick Actions menu, and then start by choosing the Silhouettes preset. You might need to mess around a little bit more with the different presets here, but essentially you're looking for the preset that gives you the most uniformity in the layer. So you can see here that pretty much all of this Charizard is completely black, and if I go and hit expand down here in Quick Actions, you can see that this is all one vector, save for these few little white spots here. This is what you're mostly looking for. Sometimes the different presets will combine a bunch of different vectors together, so you really want to look for one that just gives you the most uniformity. And if you do want to alter this at all and remove these little white spots here, all you have to do is expand and double click on them, and it should select them, and you can hit delete. So I'll do that for these different small white edges over here. Now that we've got our Charizard as one unified vector, we can go up to the effects panel here at the top of Illustrator, then select path, then go to offset path right here. And you can see it adds this extra buffer zone around the original vector that will basically just add more like space around the sticker cut. So if you did want your sticker to cut basically around the exact edge of your design, you can totally skip this step. But for a lot of stickers, it usually looks better if you have this buffer. So I'm going to change this so that it's a little bit smaller, like 0.08. Something like that looks pretty good. And then I'm also going to change the joins from meter to round, since it usually smooths out some of the rougher edges. And that looks good to me, so I'm going to hit OK. And so from here, now that we've got this, I can change the fill back to none. And then I can also change the stroke to the cut contour color. So I can go to Libraries, VersaWorks, and then select this cut contour here. And I'm going to reassign it so that it's on the stroke and not the fill. And remove this again. The last thing I'm going to do really quick is adjust the stroke width a little bit. So I'll just do it to be 0.01 so that it's barely visible, but to the vinyl printer that doesn't matter as long as the cut contour is there. Next, I'm going to select these two layers and then use the align panels to bring them back together like so. And then I'll also just bring this to the center really quick like this. So now you can see that we have this Charizard sticker. It's going to cut around all of the outside of his body, and then it's also going to cut out this little section in the middle of its neck. And so if I wanted to go back, I could fill this in or increase the offset path to basically fill this in, but I kind of like it, so I'm going to keep it like that. Once you have your file ready to send over to the vinyl printer, all you need to do is go to File, and then go to Save As up here, or hit Ctrl-Shift-S, and then make sure that you save it as an EPS document over here, and hit Save. You don't need to mess with any of the export settings on the EPS options. You can just hit OK. And from there, you're ready to open up VersaWorks and bring your file in. Once you have your file saved as an EPS, you can go ahead and open up VersaWorks, which should be on the desktop of the Mill laptops. From here, you can drag and drop your saved EPS file into this queue over here on the left. Don't worry if the image looks kind of crunchy and compressed. That's just how the software makes the image look. It will look identical to the Illustrator file once it's printed out. Once you have the file loaded up, you can go to the Settings tab here at the bottom of the queue, and you can hit Get Media Width to get the width of the current media that is loaded up into the vinyl printer. If you're planning on swapping out the material in the vinyl printer, make sure that you hit Get Media Width again once the new material is loaded up. Also in the Settings menu, you can change the scale and the number of copies of the file that you're trying to print out. If you put a cut contour outline around a sticker that you're printing out, make sure that in the Settings menu there is a dotted line around the outline of your sticker where you put your border. If you don't see this flashing line here, it means that the cut contour was not correctly applied, and you'll need to go back into Illustrator and correct it. If everything looks good, then you can hit OK here, and then go and hit the Rip button here right next to the Settings menu. That's the end of the setup required for VersaWorks. Before you go ahead and print off your job, make sure you show your VersaWorks screen to the front desk staff member so that you can pay for your print. If you need to change out the material on the vinyl printer right now, also ask a staff member to do that. Do not try and do it yourself. Once all of that is set up and you've paid, you can go ahead and hit the Print button here at the bottom and hit Print. When the vinyl printer is printing out your job, make sure that the laptop you use to print does not fall asleep in the middle of your job. If your laptop does fall asleep while the printer is printing, you'll have to restart your job from the beginning.